Welcome to this PzIIJ replay here on Runeberg, and we're joining Cheezix, who's platooned up with PzIIJ, and they're going to play this really nice tier 3 match. And the reason why Cheezix is playing this tank is because his friend PzIIJ actually asked him to play a tier 3 tank, so he thought, well, I'll take this thing out and give it a spin. And this thing is pretty ugly actually, and Cheezix didn't help it by putting this this ugly onion ring camo on it. But yeah, it is a little bit of an ugly tank, but it is quite a lot of fun as well to play. I've got one myself as well, and for some reason I've never managed to get an ace tanker in it so far. I don't actually play it that often. I think I've got less than 10 battles in it probably. But what is it good for? Well, it's got really quite effective armor on this tier. I think it's 75mm all around. So if you angle it at 45 degrees and make sure that you pike it like this, viewing from the top basically where the reticle is, if you point that to the enemy, you can get some really nice and effective armor. The speed is okay-ish. But the gun is absolutely terrible. As we can see, Cheezix is only shooting premium ammo in this, and that's actually not really a surprise. I mean, the reload is really nice. It's 6 seconds for a clip, I think, which is definitely not too bad. But the regular penetration is 23, premium penetration is 46. 23 is enough for these sort of lightly armored enemy tanks if you get their rear and sometimes their front, but a lot of stuff that you meet at tier 3, tier 4 you can't actually penetrate, so you definitely need to load the premium. I've had fights with the German Panzer 2B kind of tank, and I've shot his engine deck even with premium ammo from the back, and you still don't penetrate. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss, but if you got enemy teams like this that have mostly lightly armored vehicles, you can have a lot of fun in this tank. Yeah, so taking care of this flank, and Cheezix is then looping back because the Panzer 1Cs are in his base actually. They're not platoon, but they are sticking roughly together as a group, which is good. That's something you should always do in these fast little light tanks. Just try and wolf pack enemies down. The gun on that thing is so funny. Cheezix here tries to get some shots in, bounces or misses the enemy tank, mostly because the turret rotation was actually slower than the enemy tank was driving. Trying to shoot this guy. There's another Panzer 1C. Artie's focusing him, and there we go, enemy TD. So that's something you want to take out. TDs can actually be quite dangerous to this light tank. They've actually got the penetration to damage him, and he gets hit by Artie again. Commander is out. The Panzer 1Cs did a drive-by and they're rushing on now, and that's what you should do. They're trying to just take care of Cheezix's team all around him, leaving him all alone. Cheezix wants to go for this TD. Gets really nice clipping. Can he reload in time? Yeah, but he can't kill him. And then this Panzer comes around the corner, so Cheezix puts a nice clip in. As you can see, the clip potential is quite nice. If you penetrate each shot, it's 120 or something. So yeah, that's really quite stupid. I mean, the Panzer 1C is a light tank and this is a light tank, but this thing is way heavier than those light tanks, so it's really not that advisable to ram them. TD is putting fire in. Cheezix angles his tank, making it way harder to penetrate. Kills that guy. And then this Panzer 1C can't actually do anything. Maybe if he loads premium, I don't know. Yeah, he's loaded premium. And he can at least track him. But Cheezix needs to get him. But yeah. Expensive match for the Panzer 1C. So here we are, 9 kills, and then there's just 2 enemy tanks left, a TD and an Artie. The Artie was pounding him quite a bit. He's up to 1400 damage done and 1300 damage blocked in the tier 3 tank. So this is what this PzIIJ is good for. If you get enemy teams that don't necessarily fire premium ammo, or that don't have too many higher tier TDs that can even go through your armor, even though it's really quite nice, then you can actually have a blast. I've sadly not been able to get a match like this in mine, but the thing is, when I've played mine, I was actually pretty much always platooned, and then with the new matchmaker, Wargaming has decided to start punishing platoons. So if you platoon in this thing, you get bottom tier only, so you're pretty much always in a tier 4 match, and then you're not going to have a good time. And that's what's happened when I play this tank. I'm pretty much always in a bottom tier match. So Cheezix was really lucky in this match to actually get a nice on tier match, which very rarely happens. And he was able to actually put this thing to use. Yeah, as I said, I haven't had the chance yet, but if I look at matches like this, then I can see why this tank can be absolutely great to play. It was quite nice to watch. I mean, people at this tier generally are very stupid, so it's you can do really well because people just don't give a shit, or they play really bad. Gets hit by the arty here. Cheezix puts a nice clip in and kills the last guy, so that's 11 kills. So yeah, quite a nice match. Let's take a look at the results. So here we have the results. Obviously an ace tanker, but that was quite obvious. A Kolobanov's medal, a defender, a cool headed for ricocheting quite a lot of shots when he was a one shot, I think. Steel Wall for bouncing, yeah, a shit ton of damage. High caliber and the Top Gun, so quite a nice medal haul. He managed to do 1722 damage in total for a combined base XP of 1342. Yeah, he basically did all the damage in the world ever. But premium ammo only, so nearly an 80k loss, which is quite hefty. 258 shots fired and 148 penetrated, so 100 shots definitely bounced. So yeah, as you can see, even with premium ammo, it's not really a good gun. He did manage to kill 11 enemy tanks though, which is quite impressive. He also managed to bounce 1384 damage, which on a tank that has how much? 120 HP? Yeah, that's quite a lot of damage bounced. So I hope you enjoyed the replay. If you did, feel free to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.